What is up, my Gaggle of Geeks? And welcome to tonight's episode, where we're going to be talking about the movies of 2003. We've been going through the years from 2000 on, and we've now hit 2003, which, holy shit, when you look through the filmography of the year, a lot of stuff happened. And I've got some incredible guests joining us today. But first, I want to introduce, of course, my co-host, Chaz. How is it going, man? Did it work?
Yeah, no, it worked. I unmuted and then you muted. Dude, it's going. It's Friday.
Yeah, it is.
It's Labor Day weekend. It's a 4-day weekend for me, at least. I am stoked. It's going to be great.
Mm-hmm. So are you off on Monday?
I am off Monday. Yep.
Very good. Yeah, this is going to be a fun year to talk about, man. After seeing what you put up on the Google Docs that we have shared, looking through all the films, there's a lot of things that happened that weren't just about movies, but we'll talk more about that too.
Yeah.
But let's introduce our guests. He is a returning guest that we know from Cinemania World, and my friend that we met at Sundance. It's Dwayne from Cinemania World. How's it going, man? The voice of God.
Hey, how are you, Patrick? Very nice to be back here on the show. I had a great time the last time I was here, so I'm very excited. And I am Jesus on the show once again, and I'm pumped.
You really are. Like the voice is palpable, and I think we're gonna get many hot takes from you in regards to the 2003.
I'll do what I can.
And also we have joining us. He kicked my ass at Cast Off and really is super knowledgeable when it comes to films with casting. It's Randy from Cult 45, the movie podcast. How's it going?
What's up? How you doing? Hey, I'm doing great here. And just polishing my non-trophy right here. That's right there. Yeah.
He hasn't sent you anything virtually.
Nope.
Nothing.
I got a screenshot, and that was it.
Oh man.
Screenshot.
Hey, it's street cred that we have now, right? That we
that's
made
what
it up
is.
to that last bit.
I am a champion of the one game show I was on.
Well, hey, you really did super good with that. And I'm excited to have you on to talk about this. I love your background because The Matrix is a big part of 2003. Little do people remember, or maybe they do. We'll find out as we go through with this. But first, let's talk about something that I didn't want to put anything out at the time of Chadwick Boseman's passing because I didn't want it to seem like we were trying to, like, in any way try to profit or put something out to get views because of the death of this incredible actor. But yeah, we felt it would be weird not talking about the fact that Chadwick Boseman passed away. And he was our king, our Black Panther. And yeah, Chaz, what are your thoughts on this?
I was very bummed out. He was super young, and I know some people who have family members that have passed from that kind of cancer, and I think that's a rough way to go. And the fact, like, the more we found out that he did not tell anybody about it, and that he's been battling it for quite a few years, like 4 years, that's rough, and so it hit hard, and I cried just a bit. So it's unfortunate.
I want to leave it up to anybody who wants to say anything for this. We'll I don't know. I feel like we've gone through a lot of the grieving process, but still, when you sit to process it, it just is like, it's just kind of a smack to the face. Dwayne, we were together when another passing happened at Sundance with Kobe, and this felt similar.
Yeah, it was. I remember at Sundance, you and I were coming out of, I don't forget which movie, but we were coming out of a movie, and we got the new. Everybody started talking about it as soon as we got out of that screening. And it was crazy. And I was like, oh my God, that is insane. I think that was actually on a Sunday, because I do remember going home. We would go back to my hotel and then just kind of grieving. And because his passing was like, it was a plane, like a helicopter crash. Like, that is just something that's just so insane to think about. And Chadwick, last week, Friday night, was when I thought it was one of those like Twitter jokes and stuff, because Twitter is weird. So I just thought it was like a joke at first. But it's just a really, really big loss for the film community and a big loss for the Black community. As a Black critic, Black Panther, covering Black Panther when it came out was so special. Seeing how many critics was being able to cover it and stuff, and then just this year alone, 2020 for the Black community in general, it's been so rough. And to take one of the heroes who really helped us see us on a big screen. Everyone would say like Hancock and like Blade and stuff like that, but like the way Black Panther was presented by Marvel, it made us in the Black community feel like we meant something in the superhero genre. So it was just a really, really tough loss. And just hearing that he did all these shows with like, I mean, all these movies, like battling it, it's just insane to me.
No, it really is. And it just shows like the physical and mental strength that he had through 4 years. He was able to make so many impressive films. Randy, what were your thoughts what was your first introduction to Chadwick Boseman, I guess?
Lie to Me. Like there was an episode of Lie to Me where he was actually, this is bad. Never mind, take it back. But that was the first time I saw him because and like you see guys in like TV shows and you don't even think about it. It's just another character and somebody like your brain keeps that face somewhere in the back of its recesses and it doesn't come back until like you were like, oh wait, I know that guy. I've seen him before and something, and like it's an old friend or like somebody you've met before, and it just, I think that's what everyone was feeling because it's like it's that same guy that we all kind of had a memory of or like an emotion tied to his face, and yeah, when I saw it on Twitter, I was like, this is somebody's playing a really bad joke right now, and I was like, this isn't real. This is like, I don't believe this until like, I wait until I see Hollywood Review or AP, somebody who can get in trouble for making, for pushing this lie, but it wasn't a lie. It was a sad truth of this year that like just kept dumping on us. And I was like, right now I'm in a position where my brain is just like, nah, I can't do it no more. Nope. Like if I'm reserving all my anguish and rage and stuff for my family. And I just like, every time something hits me, I'm just like, I just got to let it go. Cause I can't deal. I don't have the extra facilities to keep this, to feel this anymore. I'm numb and I don't want to be this guy, but this is how I'm surviving. I'm just like, yeah, I'm tired.
Yeah. That's the definition of 2020 is just tired. It's like we're all in. I remember everybody saying at the beginning of this pandemic, "Hey, we're all in the same boat. We're all in this together." I would equate it to we're all in a fucking hurricane, and each one of us has our own tiny shipping vessel or a kayak or a yacht, and it's varying, and I can't imagine honestly at all, and I don't even want to try to what it feels like to be Black in 2020. And then to have something like this kick you, to have what happened with Kobe kick you, and then just seeing all of the horribleness of what's happening in America just show its ugly face because we've got a leader that decides that it's cool to be out with that kind of stuff. I hate it.
I just like every time I heard that phrase, like we're all in the same boat, it was from somebody who was talking from their villa, and I'm just like, nope, we're not the same boat. Like I'm not there. I'm in a corner in a bunker in like a shack, and you have a view. No, we're not in the same boat. Not at all. What are you talking about? We're all gonna die. But first we're gonna eat you. No.
Yeah. But I do want to point out, like, because there is one positive thing that I will take away from just seeing the reactions of kids everywhere and their responses to just seeing the impact that he had. Ryan Coogler wrote a fantastic, I guess you would call it a tribute, or I don't know if it would be obituary, but just something to remember Chadwick Boseman by. It's funny to see how much he actually had a say in the creative process and the writing and things that, like, you won't have the Killmonger line at the end that was so impactful without Chadwick Boseman suggesting that they go for it. And that just shows he was just such a huge impact on the Black community, and it's a horrible loss. And yeah, rest in power, my friend. Like this,
Yeah.
he was incredible.
Yeah.
But with that being said, it's time to talk about maybe a time where there wasn't a plague. Oh wait, Chaz, it looks like you put in 2003 the SARS plague happened.
Oh.
What the fuck?
Listen to me!
The SARS plague happened. The war with Iraq happened.
Where are we going? What?
I know you guys are all bummed, but there's like
Yeah.
so many more bumming things happening.
Oh, then we also to add like the cherry on
Bummer.
top. There was like an explosion with NASA, dude. I don't like me being 2003. I was in third grade then, so like a lot of this kind of went over my head, right? And then reflecting back on it, I'm like, oh shit, that did happen. But like you when you're that young, you don't realize the impact it would have. So it was interesting going back to that and also relating a lot of it to where we are now because like I don't do SARS, like what the fuck.
Yikes. Yeah. Let's get away from SARS and go into our har-hars. That was a horrible segue. We're going to do the game that we've been doing every time with these year things. I've got a list of trailers that came out in 2003 and I've got little bits of the trailer. I'm going to play the sound and I just want you guys to guess what you think the movie is. And then we're going to talk about each one. They're in no particular order, maybe alphabetical, but I'm not going to press them alphabetically. So we're going to look and see what we have here. Starting with number one, I'm pretty sure this will be a familiar one.
Then one day, I decided to leave, settle down and start a new life. But when I tried to get out, they did me in. I guess they should have tried a little harder.
So I suppose it's a little late
You
for
like,
apology,
my
huh?
name's Chuck and I like to. Yeah.
All right, so I think we all know it, right?
Kill Bill.
Kill Bill.
Kill Bill, yes. Kill Bill came out this year. Whoa,
Yay!
that was honestly, that's one of my favorite Tarantino films.
It is really good.
It's a good one.
It's so good.
It's really good.
The fighting in it, just the streamlined story is really well done. I love Uma Thurman in it, even though we found out later on that he put her in some maybe pretty very sketchy circumstances when it involved driving and shit.
Allegedly.
I guess.
Allegedly.
He's listening and he's mad at us.
I don't want him coming to my house.
You know, it's funny. It's funny you bring that up though. The movie, not the circumstances, but the movie itself, because I've been watching Cobra Kai lately, and there's a lot of kung fu in that. And the first thought was like, I kind of want to revisit like kung fu movies. What kind of kung fu movies are there, right? And I'm like, I know for a fact Tarantino loves kung fu homages, and he made a nice little two-parter called Kill Bill. So I thought about that today watching Cobra Kai.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned both of those things because it kind of leads into.
So now he's found a way to copy himself. Now there's more than one of them. A lot more.
Mr. Anderson, welcome back.
Oh, I know this.
Wait, I know that.
Ends tonight.
Wait, did they mix the two together? Because that doesn't make any sense.
Probably.
Someone did. I don't know who. Maybe.
Yeah.
Dwayne, you had it?
It was one of the Matrix Reloaded.
Actually, it was both.
Was it
Randy, you were
Revolution?
right. I mixed in Matrix Reloaded and Revolutions.
Because I have literally seen both of them very recently, and I'm just like, yeah, he didn't learn how to do that till Reloaded. But then that raining scene was definitely from Revolution. Like, Mr. Anderson, welcome back. Like,
Can we quickly plug that you're going to be talking about Matrix Revolutions next week?
yeah. So like Sunday, we should be having our Patreon episode that's coming out for Cult 45 podcast at Podbean, anywhere, all your podcatching apps. And then the week after, we're going to have our friend Montego Bradley from Fans on Patrol, and he's going to be on, and we're going to do the last Matrix because we did the other two so far, and that's going to be Revolutions. I just saw the movie today, and I'm like, it's still really fresh in my mind. And I was really expecting to be like, "Ugh," but I was like, no.
Less
Definitely
frustration.
super numb. It's like,
Because that's the thing with these movies is that they were very underwhelming for most people.
they
that saw
really
the
were,
first.
and I was just like, nah. And there was a huge poignant point in the first movie, and then it just like, there was nothing out like that at the end. I was like, this has nothing to do with any of the first movie at all.
Mhm.
This is well, like,
Dwayne, did you see these in theaters?
I saw Reloaded in theaters. Yeah, actually, I did. I did both. I saw both of them in theaters. I haven't watched a Matrix movie in like decades. Decades is probably too much, but like I'd say
it can't be
years.
decades. I think
I'd
it's
say
literally only
years.
one.
Decade.
I haven't.
Two
I
of them
haven't.
now.
I haven't watched a Matrix movie in a long time. But yeah, I did see those both in theaters. I don't remember how old. How old was I in 2003? I was like 9, 8,
I feel
like around
I'm
8,
oldest
8 years
doing
old.
in this.
You're just making us all feel real.
I'm definitely feeling the age right now because I was like,
Yeah, I was
sure,
9
graduated
years
high
old.
school right after
Yeah.
this movie.
2004, I was 10. So 2003, I was 9 years old, and I went into the theaters to go see Matrix. Ridiculous.
I'm getting out of here.
That doesn't feel good.
Dwayne and I are the same age, but I never saw that in the theaters. That was a blockbuster.
Really?
movie.
It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, apparently your
Okay, well,
parents thought it was too dangerous. No.
One parent did probably, yeah.
Like, no.
And now we have hundreds of thousands of conspiracy theories all revolving around some alternate reality universe and us being run by machines. Doesn't Elon Musk believe that? I'm fairly
Every
certain
day.
he actually thinks we're in a simulation. Like that's
Every-
been his thing.
Every day I go outside and scream, "End program!" just to be sure. Just to be sure.
Oh God.
Patrick,
Enough!
So somebody on your live feed said they were listening to the Matrix Reloaded soundtrack yesterday.
Well, does this somebody
good
have a
soundtrack.
name? I'd love a name to have a memory to go with.
Yeah, the Yashel.
Ooh, very nice. I think this was good for me. Like I think I was young enough and impressionable enough to still be like, this was fun fighting, and I like fighting, and there's lots of them, and there's lots of the same person, and this is awesome. Like it, there was nothing more than that. But I'm pretty sure that, like Dwayne, I've not really seen Reloaded and Revolutions. I've only like watched the clips, right? Because we can talk about
Clips?
the action scenes and how great they are. Like a little balloon animal-y when it comes to the CG, especially in Reloaded when they have to fight in the playground. Like
That's one
it
of my
looks like
favorite
he's just kicking
scenes.
every balloon in the face.
Oh yeah,
That is like that my child. I remember. Okay,
The
from
music.
one memory from seeing Reloaded in theaters was that scene, because I remember being in my chair just like geeking out over that scene. I'm like, dude, this is amazing. And then of course when you get older, you're like, oh man, this looks tough.
But
CG
the
is
music
not-
and like the way that they
Yeah.
edit it still works so well.
I still love that scene. That's probably one of the action scenes that I really grew up with. It was like you have that one. We're gonna talk about the other movie a little bit later, like Kill Bill Volume 1 and those action sequences. So those kind of paved the way for what we have today. So I'll always appreciate them.
Yep. All right, let's move to the next one. Now, this might be a little trickier, but it definitely is in the vein of maybe superhero ensemble stuff that we get still.
Their powers are legendary. Their origins are unknown. Their methods are extreme. But when our future's at stake, they'll be the world's last hope.
I love the trailers that have just the movie
Oh, I
phone
know what this
stuff,
one
and
is.
they really show no dialogue in it.
Okay.
It's just cuts and cuts.
I got it now.
All right, what is it?
League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Yeah,
That's an underrated movie.
Sean Connery.
Yes.
Yeah,
I've never seen that movie.
his
What?
lost.
Yeah.
Is it his lost film that he did?
It had.
I believe he quit acting after it.
Yeah, it had to be. It had to be something like.
Wasn't
My
that
Sean
like
Connery sounds like he's missing half his jaw.
Yeah.
Rah, 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 rah,
Old
rah.
tigers out there and they're at their most fierce.
Oh man, who else was in that? Was it John Carter, the guy that played John Carter?
Yes,
was
the
in
guy
it
who
too?
played John Carter, and then a bunch of randos that I have literally no recollection
Was
of.
Kate Beckinsale in it?
No, but they had a Kate Beckinsale discount version.
So Kate Beckinsale was cloned back then, much like Margot Robbie is cloned right now.
Yeah, they do that.
Okay, what's that mean?
We need tough vampire chick. Line them up.
Have her throw things and whip her hair back in the slow motion.
Well, Uma Thurman's doing Kill Bill, and Kate Beckinsale is doing Underworld, and that other new chick, she's about to do Resident Evil. What are you gonna do? I don't know. Find some rando.
Man, this would have been interesting if What do you say if when Universal decided, fuck it, we'll do League of Extraordinary Gentlemen? That will be our monster universe, rather than doing their weird Tom Cruise intro and doing Amazing Spider-Man 2.
I don't know why they don't start again.
Give it a shot.
I give the movie a lot of shit, but it's actually not that bad. It's actually pretty good. I've watched it recently, almost.
Really?
It was on, I think it was on Hulu, and I just had it on.
Nice.
I was like, I'll finish this. Because
what do you
dumb.
think, Chaz? Would you watch it again?
It's fun to watch.
Dude, after watching The Mummy, here's the thing. So I was trying to defend The Mummy before it came out because people were like, this looks ridiculous. I'm like,
I'm talking about League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
I know.
like
Hear me out.
Mummy.
I'm tying this in.
Tom Cruise Mummy or like
Tom Cruise Mummy?
Okay.
Because Patrick's talking about rebooting, right? As long as those executives are not attached to the reboot of League, by all means, because that version of The Mummy we got was god awful, and I don't know what the fuck they were thinking calling it the Dark Universe when
Is
it was
Alex
even dark.
Kurtzman?
Amazing, man.
Is that his name? Alex
We're
Kurtzman?
gonna have a chick.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise is gonna
that guy
run,
can't
do
do
his
shit.
thing. It's gonna be amazing.
But there was a lot of studio involvement with that. That's what I'm saying.
Do you
like,
remember the trailer to that fucking movie?
Yeah, it
Awful.
looked interesting, dude. No, it looked interesting.
There
That's
was
why I was
a
defending
plane,
it.
and there was a woman, and Tom Cruise running. That's all I remember about this.
Well, then Tom
Nick
Cruise
Miller
like,
was a
rolling,
ghost through the whole thing.
like the car rolling and him missing it. Like I don't know, dude.
Sandstorms.
Well, the movie had some
Yeah.
fun. Like it played with like this Mercury idea, and like at the time I was doing research for Mercury, you know, like and I don't know. I thought it had some interesting ideas, but like overall, dude, oof.
Hey, what would you call the actress that played the Mummy? What do you think would be a better nickname than what she had in Kingsman? I've got one.
What was
her
Kingsman?
nickname in Kingsman? I forget.
I don't
I knew
know.
she had the
Legs?
feet. She had the feet.
See, that's what my idea.
Was it legs?
Legolas.
Legless.
Ah.
Oh, where's the rim shot? Rim shot.
Missed that shit. All right.
Ah.
We got to move to something else, which this is going to date the year 2003 and what timely films were coming out, okay?
Someone's got his number.
Yeah,
Don't even think about leaving that booth.
wrong number, pal.
Phone booth.
Aiming at you
Ooh,
right now. Can you feel
underrated.
fear?
Yeah,
Call
phone
me
booths
Stu.
right now are called cesspools of disease,
Yep.
and they
Yes.
don't exist also.
Yes.
That was a Joel film.
There's a couple in Boston. They're like a
Mm.
disaster though. Like you go in there,
They're like
smells like-
porta potties now, right?
smells like piss.
Do they
It's a
say call
mess.
COLLA?
They're homeless.
collect.
They're homeless apartments. That's
They
all.
Did you just
There's
spit out your
actually-
wine, Chaz? Oh my god! I heard it. And I didn't see it.
That hurt my nose.
Porta potty. Oh man, get out of that phone booth.
There's actually a phone booth in downtown where there's no phone in it. It's just a booth, and the phone's
A
like
guy
ripped
shoes
off.
up with a burner. Is like, you have
Uh,
5
In
minutes.
case Superman needs to change his clothes, we have it here.
The phone is like ripped off. It's awful. It's a
Oh, God.
disaster here.
Somebody took it home. It's like, this would be a great bong, man, and then just ran off.
Well, it's very likely you could maybe run into a person like these fellas in a phone booth without a phone. Do we want to talk about phone booths? Sorry, I brushed past that.
I've never seen it. I just always
Never seen it.
Never seen it.
And never seen it. Moving on. So sorry, we're excited for your penguin, but
I
we'll
might
move
watch.
to the-
Yeah, Colin
Yeah.
Farrell,
I
Penguin.
like phone booth.
We'll go to
I like
that.
phone booth, but it's not really memorable. But I like phone booth.
Mm. It's just like 1 hour photo when we were talking about last year, where it's just like this position doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't exist. No, that fear doesn't exist. That'd be weird in general.
Isn't phone booth Robert Downey Jr.?
No.
Who's the main actor?
No, Colin Farrell.
Colin Farrell.
Okay, right. I was like, it's one of them.
Yeah, that was
white
my
boys.
penguin reference.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we love
Okay.
you. We're gonna see you in that. But let's see. Let's see
Right.
something.
Artemis Fowl.
All right, next one.
Somebody's out there. Just come on out.
What is that? The Hitchhiker. What were they all doing here?
What the hell are you doing in my house?
Wrong turn.
Texas Chainsaw.
Oh, that's
Ooh.
Texas Chainsaw.
Who's killing?
You got it. Texas Chainsaw.
Yeah,
Yes.
I knew it was horror. I mean, everyone knows it was horror, but Texas
This is the
Chainsaw.
remake.
I actually am a fan of the remake a lot. Actually, I remember.
I'm a fan of Jessica Biel.
Yeah, a lot of these, a lot of these movies are movies that I grew up with. So, I mean, one of my first horror movies watching at 9 years old was Texas Chainsaw, and I loved it.
Whoa.
So,
Damn,
awesome.
dude.
That is a good material to work with there.
See, I always heard my parents talking about it, and then they were like, it's super bloody and gory and it's disturbing. And then I watched it
No.
years later. I'm like, this is gory. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
When it came to horror, my mom just did not care. So I'd just be right there in the theater or the living room just watching it.
I
9
respect
years old.
that.
It's
But
just like-
but you have an expectation that you can't sleep with her at night, though, right? Like you had to deal
Well-
with it on your own.
after horror movies when I was little, I wasn't really like the one to like have to like have nightmares. There was only
Okay.
one horror movie that caused that, and that was Paranormal Activity, where I just could not sleep because I just believed that movie was real. So I saw
Yeah.
that in theaters, and I was like, dude, I ain't sleeping. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, watched it. I slept like a baby. It's fine.
Well then, let's move to another horror segue here.
Oh.
Just press the button.
to my nightmare. Why won't you die?
Okay, so we're not there yet, but I'm sure we're coming to it.
What is this?
So my guess is Freddy versus Jason.
Got it. Shouldn't have clapped on the mic, but yep, you
Why does
got
that
it.
sound like? Why does that sound like a hip hop video though?
Because
Is that how?
They were.
That's 2003, man.
Is that how
That's-
the trailer was? Can you
Yeah,
imagine in the
That's
theater?
trailer
Like,
editing.
oh man!
Welcome to my world, bitch.
Why it was? I swear to God, it was like, why won't you? I swear to God, it's like, why won't you die? Boom, doom, 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 doom.
It's even better when it's like.
That is classic trailer music. It's like right next to.
Oh,
Done.
you think we don't have a bois? We've got a bois. That exists.
Yeah. Oh, get you hard. Anyway.
No, I'm
like,
not.
we're
There's
all-
no easy way to segue out of that one. So
No,
let's
no.
just
I was
press
gonna
the
go
next
into, like,
button.
I was gonna talk about like. So we're also doing the Freddy, the Jason movies too in our podcast, and we're working our way to Jason X. Or yeah,
Ooh,
X.
Jason
And,
in
like,
space.
Yeah, and
was
That was
year.
last.
sure
Yeah,
we're
that was
gonna
our
find a way
last
to get
episode.
Freddy versus Jason's in there. So I was like, oh.
Nice. All
Welcome
right,
to
this
my
is
world, bitch.
this is a twofer. You're gonna have to get both of these. Okay. So nothing is said after the first one,
Okay.
and then second one will go.
Directions. No! What is it with men and asking for directions?
Will take a miracle.
Shut your mouth, Chaz. God damn.
All right, I'll talk!
And
In telling the story of my father's life, it's impossible to separate fact from the fiction, the man from the myth. The best I can do is to tell it the way he told me.
Kangaroo Jack and Big Fish.
no, actually. Anyone else? They both are related to each other in this fan. They rhyme. It's
Was that
like
right?
poetry.
So rhyming.
No, it could be a great double feature. I don't know if it could. I would have failed in that one either.
Yeah, I'm like,
Anyone? What was here? We'll start with the first one.
definitely, I thought it was. Yeah, my money was on Kangaroo Jack because of the down under. reading.
Yes.
Dang. All right, let's try again.
Directions. No! What is it with men and asking for directions?
Will take a miracle.
Yeah, I saw him, but I'm not telling you where he went.
What is?
All right, I'll talk!
Finding Nemo.
Finding Nemo and Big Fish.
That's
Yes, I was right about
Nemo?
one. I was right about one.
I had to find a sneaky way to get Finding Nemo in because everything else was so iconic that
Dude,
it
that's
just
clever.
wouldn't work.
Yeah,
That's actually clever.
because
I'm
every
like,
other line is Nemo.
It really is. I know Nemo.
Hey Nemo, what you doing, Nemo?
Fish
Might,
are
might.
friends, not food.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, so that Down Under remind me of Kangaroo Jack.
I'm not saying that was a bad pick. I just was surprised that I got you guys. Like I thought that was going to be very easy to put out.
But then you said it like, because I knew for a fact the second one is Big Fish, but you're like, oh, they're related. I'm like, what would make a good fucking double
Yeah,
feature for that?
I was like, it's
Finding Nemo,
Kangaroo
oh,
Jack.
yeah.
My brain went like, yeah, Australia. That's what it sounded like.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about Finding Nemo anywhere near that area. I was like, yeah.
Well, it's
I-
weird to
I-
think it came out in 2003, right?
Yes, because I
The animation is so good.
I have a horror story about Finding Nemo.
Okay.
What?
I will say this because we're going to be
Oh,
covering
God.
this. We're probably going to be covering this next movie next time because it came out in 2004. But they both played at a drive-in,
Oh,
and it involves
Jaws.
one of my fish at my dad's place dying and getting eaten by the other fish, and then going to a double feature of these two movies. And Finding Nemo was the first one. So I saw Finding Nemo the night that like my fish got eaten by other fish in the drive-in. That's my horror story. That's a horror story because like the
I
other
don't know
movie,
if it's a horror story or if I'm just depressed now.
I get it.
because the other movie. I mean, if you guys could guess the other movie, by all means. But like,
Open water?
no, Dawn of the Dead. So it was a double feature
ah,
of that.
There it
and
is.
So
Okay.
like
It's a
eating other
combination.
fish, yeah, dude, it was like a fucking weird. Yeah. Anyway, so that's my story with Finding Nemo.
get it
That's my
now.
experience with Finding Nemo. We'll say that.
I was like,
What's your story?
I would feel like sadness. Finding Nemo. Like there has to be a combination mix here. I'm missing a third ingredient of like triggering like flesh eating. Oh, okay.
Here's another one that had a lead that was of her time and hasn't really done too many things as of late, but you'll pretty instantly recognize her.
What? I'm ready.
For the Coleman family,
Bye, honey. Make good choices.
Mondays are
Freaky Friday.
manic.
Yeah. Seen her
I can't
nips
believe
in
it. It's
another
Jake.
movie.
He's not looking. This isn't mine.
I love this movie.
That's definitely not mine.
I liked her in Machete. It was funny.
I'm not ashamed to admit I watched this frequently when it
Yes.
came out. It was really good. And it
Is it
was
Freaky
not
Friday?
just because Lindsay Lohan was adorable. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was
Was.
really funny. It was entertaining. I think she's on yeah.
Sorry, drugs are bad, kids.
Right now Lindsay Lohan's outside of Walmart being like,
Fuck you. I'm trying to help you, motherfucker.
Yep.
Yelling at-
jobs.
This I think
Fucking accuser.
Freaky for me, Freaky Friday and The Parent Trap is like my two favorite performances from her. Although a lot of people go to like Mean Girls, I've always just been so much more forward with Freaky Friday and The Parent Trap when she was younger. So I love Freaky Friday. Great movie.
I think so too. So we got 3 more on these. So we're gonna bust all 3 out, okay? This will be
Yes.
the brain fart, and then we're gonna jump into everything.
Okay, so no talking, right?
Pollard,
Yep.
Mr. and Howard.
Right.
Hello?
Of course, it's nuts.
I'm not afraid of you.
I know what this is.
Every horse is good for something.
Okay.
My mission is to protect you.
I know what this is too. Love it.
Oh,
She's coming.
Get away from me. Now.
Yes.
get down.
What is your mission? To ensure the survival.
And
Japan's got it in mind to hire experts to train their army.
We will pay you $400 a month.
5. How many other genuine heroes you got lined up?
This is the Snyder cut, isn't it? The Snyder cut.
yep, somehow it made its way back to 2003 too.
So
First one.
Seabiscuit, Terminator, and Seabiscuit, and then Terminator 3, and I don't know what
Yep.
the fuck the last one was.
Yep.
All right, pay attention to the voice because he's still working today.
Oh.
Top actor, and keep with the Kill Bill Matrix Reloaded. We're having some influences with this.
Japan's got it in mind to hire experts to train their army.
We will pay you $400 a month.
5. How
The
many
Last
other
Samurai?
genuine heroes?
Yeah, you got it.
Damn you, Dwayne.
Sweet. That was good. That we're doing better with these. They're not as easy to get, and that's what I'm into. Now we just need to figure out how many is the optimum level. But let's start talking about our best, worst, and in betweens for 2003.
That's what we're starting with.
Let's start first. Let's first start with Randy, and let's go with give us everything, and then we'll talk about the choices, and then we'll move to the next person and go from there.
Just like I'm just picking random movies that I liked in 2003 because that's a
Well,
lot.
which one is your best, your worst, and your underrated?
Let's see. I guess I gotta go with The Matrix. Like I really feel like that was the best movie that I saw that year. And then the worst movie I saw that year, I think has to be like, I'm just gonna pick one of these at random.
Don't do it.
Garbage.
Don't do it.
Yep. Nope. I didn't. Oh yeah. Okay, that one's pretty garbage. Yeah. Intolerable Cruelty was like the. I'm just gonna go to the ones I've actually seen because I
was that George Clooney and Catherine Zeta-Jones?
Yeah, that was kind of bad. Like,
whoa! I only know that from the poster.
It was like it was a con movie, and it was like he was like overly conned by the con person. I was like, nah. And like the in between, I realized I just saw it on this list, and I was like, hey, I didn't even know that movie came out that year, and I just saw it on like DVD and like or VHS maybe, but it was Basic. I actually like that movie, and like I liked Basic, and it's really, you can't find it anywhere now unless you watch it on like Pluto or something, but it's John Travolta, Samuel L. Jackson, Taye Diggs, a bunch of other nobodies, and like and it's written by the same guy who did Die Hard, and it's a mystery wrapped in on like an army base, and they're like, it's all about conspiracy and drugs and like doing dirty things for the government, and it gets to a certain point where there's a twist, and I was like, oh, I did not see that coming. And
that's a plug.
Yeah, I was like, and it's one of the movies I've seen John Travolta, and I was like, I actually like you in this movie. Like, it's in that same like Face Off kind of like where he's like playing like a suave kind of jerky kind of dick, and it's just enough where it's like, yeah, I could see that. I could see where she would be charmed by this guy, but like I still kind of repulsed. It's not bad.
Nice. Those are good picks. Dwayne, what do you have?
Okay, so like, are we just doing so? Right, so I'm just doing one, and one for all of mine.
If you have more,
okay,
do more.
I got
more the merrier.
All right, so my best, I'll do the one that stuck out to me when you told me 2003 was X2 X-Men United. Absolutely love that movie. I love the opening. It's one of the best comic book movie openings like ever. Love that movie. Finding Nemo, The Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, Kill Bill Volume 1, some of my best. Underrated, I have Wrong Turn, Freaky Friday, Terminator 3. I actually have a lot of fun with Rise of the Machines. Open Water, kind of like a environmental horror film. Then I have Charlie's Angels, Full Throttle. It's campy. I love it. And then I have underrated still the Lizzie McGuire movie. Damn it.
I was thinking you might say the Lizzie McGuire movie. I pulled up on my list and I was like, is he going to say the Lizzie McGuire movie?
Give it some respect, please. Okay, and then worst, I have House of a Thousand Corpses. Awful.
I was wondering why I keep skipping this movie on instinct, but okay. Good to know.
Hulk, it ain't good. Ang Lee's Hulk is not good. Daredevil is not good. Jiggly with Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez is not good.
Hey, you give Geely its damn respect.
That's right.
Christopher Walken was in that, you son of a bitch.
Yeah. Honey.
Accuser of the fucking brethren, you motherfucker.
I have Honey here. It's not good. Too Fast, Too Furious. We talked about it a little bit before we started. That ain't good. And then I have SWAT. SWAT is bad, not good. So that's on my list.
Damn.
What? There's a Midsommar from 2003? What?
It ain't it, man. It ain't it.
Sorry.
Jeez. Chaz,
there's a few of these I've actually turned to the next page on this list, and I'm just like, what? Onkbach came out in 2003? That's actually really good. Oh.
Well, wait, we're not. We shouldn't move off of this too soon because honestly, you listed off too many that we need to talk about. Return of the King finished up the trilogy. We just reviewed basically the trilogy through all of this. Holy crap! Like Return of the King pays off in every single goddamn way. It really does.
Especially the extended edition.
Yep. If you can stomach it. My wife has not been able to sit through extended versions yet. It was kind of tough to get through these as well. But she definitely, like, it's worth it, you know. But I hope that someday we can do extended. We just are gonna have to like stock up on peanuts and Gatorade. Keep ourselves hydrated and fueled up.
I will give your wife a high five.
Oh, okay.
And
And a
some
hearty
Nux.
handshake.
High five
Well.
and Nux in the era of COVID, if she finishes.
There you go.
What? Oh, sorry. And
I know those are
Hebrew
super rare
hammer?
because right now it's been wings. You know, like hey, winging it.
Yep. Well, next to X-Men United, Bryan Singer aside, it had one of the best openings in any superhero film with the Nightcrawler scene in the White House. Like, oh my god, it's so good.
I don't remember it. That's how good it is.
You don't remember it?
No,
I do.
Serious?
Awesome.
Dude,
it's
serious.
really one of the best. You should watch that again and free your mind.
I don't know why we haven't had Nightcrawler. Like, it's just as good when in the Dark Phoenix Nightcrawler, same level as X-Men 2 Nightcrawler, where it's like, oh, I kill everything in sight.
Yep.
I only liked the new X-Men version of Nightcrawler when he went berserk in Dark Phoenix. Because other than that, I was like, dude, who is this geek? Get him out of here. Like, but X2's Nightcrawler.
Yeah, it's
oh
in
my
reverse.
God.
That's how they open him. It's like,
I'm just like, it's just so crazy to me that it's that scene, CGI, everything, practical effects, line work for the guys. It stands up. It works so well now, and it works better than a lot of other comic book movies that still haven't gotten how to do the practical stuff. It's so good. I love that scene. It's finally on Disney Plus if everyone wants to watch. So there you go.
They teed off the ability to do Dark Phoenix very well with that. Why they couldn't, who the hell knows?
Right.
But
yeah, the little slight setup at the end for Dark Phoenix, and then we got Last Stand.
Yep. And they're like, "Oh, you want your fucking Phoenix?"
It's like I don't like every time I've always watched these X-Men movies, and like we don't need to do the Phoenix saga ever again.
Right.
It's like we
really don't.
What about like what is it? God kills man or man kills and God laughs or something like that. There's a whole storyline we could have done with like a senator, or we could have done just more Sentinel building or just
right. Well, I liked what they did in Apocalypse. If they would have just ended that whole thing when she just goes crazy in Apocalypse and kind of like has the Phoenix powers at the end, great, and then move on to something else.
Oh, you mean the ones that she had and then suddenly lost and then got in space in Dark Phoenix?
No, I have no idea what happened. It's just if they would have just stopped with the Dark Phoenix stuff.
And he directed that one too.
Yeah.
He partially directed that same goddamn movie and he couldn't figure it out.
Like,
so
I was like, why do they also like make like now she's a freak? And I'm like, but that doesn't bode well with the storyline. Where it's like everyone's afraid of her now. Like, no, it's make her like super popular and then make people afraid of her.
It was not good. And then like Jennifer Lawrence doesn't want to be blue. It's a disaster the way this whole franchise. And we had New Mutants, which I heard I haven't seen it. It's just
not yet.
I don't know.
It's on the list.
I've heard it could be on the CW. Maybe that's too harsh. Okay, whatever.
Hey, some of the CW stuff is good.
Whatever. You think I'm too harsh on the film that took 4 fucking years to come out? All right.
No, I didn't say that. I just said some of the stuff. I'm defending my CW stuff.
Okay, that's fair. If I don't want to diss CW by doing no, that's fair. Chaz, what do you have for your picks?
Let's do worst first.
Worst first.
That's
Hulk. What I was always told.
I think Hulk is pretty bad.
It's awful.
It is awful. I remember when they had like the green chocolate syrup to put in your milk.
That
movie came out.
He's way too green. I don't know. That movie, I just don't know why they ended it like that, where they're in the chair. They're both just. Do y'all remember that? They're in the chairs and they're just shaking.
Like, they
what is going on?
They need an actor moment. We're gonna sit here and yell at each other for 4 minutes.
Like I rewatched that movie last year and I was like, dude, what is this? Like they're just both shaking and it's just Aaron.
Why did you love me, Dad?
And then
because you're just like your mother.
Like I never want Hulk to be like to go into Hulk's mind. I just want Hulk to like just fuck shit up. You know what I mean? I just don't need to. I don't need this.
I would
So-
appreciate if Marvel took the Hulk power from Ang Lee, where he can just be 18 stories tall and then like invulnerable, and just use that. And then leave everything else behind. We don't need any of like the whole
CGI was great.
issues, psychiatric problems.
Yeah.
Eric Bana was not a bad Hulk, and it's just everything else around that movie was garbage.
Well, yeah. As far as
You
his
triggered
Hulk,
everybody, Chaz.
Sorry, Chaz.
Like, that just
Sorry,
made everybody
Chaz.
go.
I was avoiding the Hulk because I remember in 2003 I saw that
Yeah.
movie like 4 times, and I'm like, my brain wasn't fully developed, so I know that I was like just like for some reason.
Well, I was the whole okay. So that movie I did see it in theaters with my dad. He took me. I remember like loving it because then I was like running around the yard, like trying to be as fast as he was when he was running from the.
You're just sitting in a
helicopters and
chair
whatnot.
outside
Yeah.
screaming,
shaking. But yeah, the daddy issues in that movie just doesn't work. So I was very happy when they remaked the Incredible Hulk. In like 2007, it was 2008. It was. I'm a fan of that movie. So,
Yeah.
So,
It's got to be 2 years after Iron Man. So
no idea.
You know what? This Hulk was so shitty. I didn't care to see the other Hulk. So
come on, Chaz.
I know.
Edward, like again, it's like
hey,
picked
you know
good
that's fair.
Hulks.
That's fair.
Yeah,
That's fair. I mean, this Hulk made the Hulk the least interesting person ever, and so when it was announced
took a
he's gonna be in
while.
the Avengers, I think Mark Ruffalo is excellent as a Hulk, and I think they handled his character well. I just hope that he does get his own standalone, because even in Thor, he was still a side character, and I would be interested in seeing the Hulk, like the new Marvel's take on the Hulk.
I'm actually not a fan of Mark Ruffalo's Hulk, and I'll tell you why.
Whoa!
I'll tell you why. if I had to rank the Hulks, I would personally go with Edward Norton's first, and then I would go to Don't do it! Don't you dare! But the reason why I it's not Mark Ruffalo. I just don't know why what they did with the Hulk in these movies is a disaster to me, because I love Hulk is like my top 5 Marvel heroes, and he comes out in Ragnarok. He was great. Age of Ultron is very questionable because apparently now he needs a fucking lullaby to like get calm again, which makes no sense.
I bought that one, but it's fine.
No, I can't do it. Okay,
Got it.
Apparently
I
him
was
and Black.
thinking about-
Like,
okay, so it's like
You don't get
realistically
Ragnarok
programming?
without. You got to go through the lullaby to get.
I guess.
Ragnarok.
I get. Apparently him
and
and
that joke
Black.
in Ragnarok makes it whole, hey big guy.
Yeah.
Apparently him and Black Widow are a thing. I have no idea why, but okay.
I don't get
fine.
that part. I don't
fine,
get.
Fine. So Infinity War, okay.
Actually, I kind of get it a little bit.
Infinity War, I still love to this day, but one of the things I get pissed off about with that movie, the only thing I get pissed off about is Hulk. Hulk gets beat up. I love that. I loved it. Now, here's where you lost me. Hulk is afraid of things now, and he's
He's
part when
tired.
he's
tired. He doesn't want to keep doing shit.
No,
okay, the part when he was the part when he was
Mm.
in the park and Hulk was like, no, it was like one of the worst things. My audience would not be laughing at this. It's Hulk is afraid now was awful. Endgame, I was like, okay, I'd be happy in Endgame if Hulk gets his revenge back and he's angry again. Let him go nuts. Nope, Professor Hulk, he's a joke again. I need them to fix Hulk immediately. So She-Hulk is coming out. Fix Hulk. He's a disaster right now. His arm's like broken now. What? I just have no idea what's going on.
So Dwayne, you've read the comic books, right?
Yes.
See, I have not. So that's probably where the difference is.
Like Hulk.
No, he's right,
has-
but like even still, it's just like they took his balls away, and
yeah, like Hulk is like he's a
fight him.
There's a comic where he's like a planet destroyer. Now, do you get that vibe from this Hulk now, whose arm is in a sling?
comic where Hulk has sex with his cousin, so it gets all kinds of weird.
Yeah, Old Man Logan should have tons of
Man Logan
inbred little
should be
Hulks running around.
Weird.
So
See,
no.
All
that's
off the rails on this one.
And that's why I'm saying, like, I think Mark Ruffalo at least deserves like a standalone film.
Agreed.
To show his Hulk. But yeah, I mean, I understand your points, but I mean,
here's my quick example. Can you imagine if like someone
we
beats
gotta
up?
end this soon.
if
You haven't even gotten to your. Here, where's the button?
Hold on. Last
gotta
point.
find a game
Last point. If
point.
someone, can you imagine Superman getting his ass beat, and then for the rest of the movie he's afraid of whoever beat him up? Can you imagine?
Yeah, it's called Justice League.
Oh,
That one too.
That's we're done. We're done. That's the end of
Fucking
this.
die, dude.
All right, we're moving on. God damn it.
Okay. My other least favorite film of that year, I think rightfully so, because the director, not only does the director suck ass, but like the movie was just total shit too. Jeepers Creepers 2.
Yeah.
So,
Jeepers Creepers 2, was that the one with the bus? Oh,
yeah,
Jesus.
yep.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot
Final-
of problems with that.
Final Destination 2 is also on there. I think the first Final Destination is great, but I mean, that started a whole franchise where they could have had a lot more fun, but it was just like everybody's gonna die. So I don't know, it was predictable. Anyway, Daddy Daycare, dude, this is when Eddie Murphy's career kind of like sunk. And I know we talked
Daddy
about
Daycare
this.
wasn't that bad. I like Daddy
dude.
Daycare.
It's pretty bad.
Wasn't
It
great.
is.
It's a cash
All
grab.
right, all right.
It wasn't made for like high art. It's a cash grab.
And then, well, I mean, vice versa. However, we'll talk about underrated films now. Okay, hear me out. The Haunted Mansion. I think that's a fun little spooky film for, especially in our season right now with September, right?
So at one point you're like, Eddie Murphy's going downhill. Then the other point, the Haunted Mansion wasn't bad.
I know. I said like,
Jesus.
however,
Pluto Nash was a masterpiece.
That was last year. He's getting
That's
better.
what it was. He had to do a lot of these movies to be like, please let me come work again, please.
dude. And I think a lot of my underrated films are kind of like genre films. So like Elf is a Christmas movie, but I think that's kind of underrated, even though it's probably not. It's probably overrated right now, but I think it's a fun film and it puts me in the Christmas spirit. I think Bad Santa's funny, another Christmas film. I think that's a kind of underrated it's like along the lines of, it'd be great pairing for like Christmas Vacation if you watch those two together, like it'd be kind of a fun viewing. But one movie that terrified the shit out of me, and it's probably it's not a great movie, but like to this day it still kind of haunts me, is Darkness Falls, which is about
with the Tooth Fairy, right?
With the killer Tooth Fairy, yeah.
I heard that one's good.
And I got so scared during that movie. My dad actually had to turn it off halfway through.
Oh, jeez.
And upon rewatching it, I'm like, this movie isn't scary, but like the thought of her back then, like, dude, that's terrifying. And I saw that at the same time when I saw The Ring. So like those two movies.
Oh, yikes. That's a double feature.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So, and another movie I think is kind of underrated is probably Holes. I mean, it's a fun movie, and I don't think
Holes,
Shia LaBeouf gets.
I wouldn't call it underrated. I think most everybody that saw it was like, "This is great."
Sure, yeah.
It played every year in my school. Like one teacher had a copy of it somewhere. There was like,
See,
all right, free day.
That wasn't my case. I mean, I remember the book being checked out a lot in the library, so people go read it. And I know the author wrote Wayside Stories. Of Bailey School is Wayside. I don't know if that's something along the name, but the fun fact about that movie is like the lizards that are in the holes, they're apparently poisonous. Those are bearded dragons with dots painted on them. And I own a bearded dragon, which I think is hilarious watching that movie because I'm like, you would never poison me, buddy, right? Like,
right? And he's just like staring at you, not blinking.
Yeah, dude, he'll just like head bob and like kind of like blow his beard, I love that lizard. But so there's that. For best movies,
let's
ready
hear
for
him.
this. Okay,
give him.
Underworld.
Okay.
Thank you, Kate Beckinsale.
Yep.
Okay. We're going back to worst movies, Scary Movie 3, or not Scary Movie 3. Spy Kids 3.
God damn it! You gotta quit going through them because I got a list too. I gotta get.
I know. Yeah. Here's the thing. I saw that.
You're just going through the Wikipedia naming every goddamn film.
I'm on the Kangaroo Jack page because of like you listen to that Kangaroo Jack sound alike trailer. But no, so Spy Kids 3. Fun fact: I saw that in the theater. No, hold on. I saw it in the theater with like those cheesy 3D glasses,
Yeah, I know.
My mom and my sister had to go use the bathroom after it was over, and Underworld was playing in the theater next to us. And so your boy Chaz Ace like kind of peeked through the window, like through the door. And like, dude, watching Kate Beckinsale in this slow motion rain, I'm like, what kind of movie is this? And then I realized it was rated R and I felt guilty. And I told my mom about it. She's like,
Pee Wee Herman was in the seats, turned around. Hey, what are you? Watch out!
No.
Come sit over here.
That's how I was introduced to Underworld, and also like watching that on DVD. I think the behind the scenes is fun, and the commentary is really fun, and like it's just a fun flick.
Yeah.
School of Rock. I think
It's
that movie
great.
slaps so much. I think
I
it's
didn't
great.
realize we could just keep listing movies until
I
we
know.
ran out of.
You got one more. You got one more because you're
I
gonna
was just
give
like,
three more.
Three. He
Three
said
more. No,
He gave me
you got
3
one
categories.
more.
One apiece is fine.
One more, and then if after mine, it's still not out, then we're good.
Okay,
to throw more.
you're not gonna have these three. I promise. You're not gonna have these
Prove
three.
it.
We'll actually have them.
Okay, I'll prove
Fucking
it. Scary Movie 3.
For your best?
That's one of my favorite movies of that
It's
era.
pretty
because
damn good.
I watched
Scary
that-
movie. I'm sorry. Poor K.
Dwayne, hear me out. That's the first number one. That's the first scary movie I saw. Okay, ever. Period. Like I had to.
It's not
convince them to-
scary.
no shit.
That's not what the film's about.
Here's the thing. The Ring, Dwayne. Like last episode, we were talking about The Ring. That movie fucking terrified me.
Yeah,
It
okay,
still
good. Yeah,
is
yeah.
sketchy as fuck. And that
Okay.
movie makes it seem like it's nothing.
So Scary Movie 3 was your therapy for The Ring.
It was.
That's fair.
That's what it
Listen, I
was.
do like Scary Movie 3. Okay, I'm not gonna. All right.
Okay,
all right,
okay.
I'll give you because the
Okay.
part where
Moving
the,
on.
the
Oh,
part
look,
where
we
the
got Matrix
aliens.
Reloaded was a part of it too.
Look at us pee.
I remember
The part where
Revolutions
the
had a part of it.
the part where
Yep.
the aliens are like touching the like. Okay, it is okay. Fine, you have it. I had to
Okay.
like
God.
collect my thoughts. You know.
Okay.
Okay.
You're number 2.
Let's go with a foreign film. Old Boy.
Okay.
Oh, good movie.
Yeah. That's
Good
a good
pick.
one. That's a really
Thank
good
you.
one. So much good
Not-
fighting films in this year.
Yes.
I was
Yes.
like, I'm
So many good
cheated
fighting
myself.
and I'm torn between. I'll just list two more, just all at once.
No!
Big Fish, and
God
Lost in
damn
Translation.
you. What the shit.
So Lost in
Okay,
Translation.
all right.
Actually,
No, shut up. We're done. That was
I'm
my
done.
pick.
God.
You know what? Why am I
We'll
even
talk, we'll
talking?
talk.
He's muted.
Wrap it
Let's
up.
move on to the
He
next
said
one.
he's muted.
He's muted. He can't
poor
talk
guy.
anymore because we're done. All right. Moving on to
I'm done.
my
I'm done.
list.
I'm done. Okay.
How did you on your? Oh fuck, your co-host. We're just. This is the most unprofessional show. We're not getting Mocha Joe on this. What are you talking about? Okay, so let's talk about what I have. So for underrated, that's what I'm gonna go first. Secondhand Lions is a super good film. Anybody see this? Michael Caine, Robert Duvall, Haley Joel
Heard
Osment.
about it. Didn't see it.
Super underrated film. It actually was a good film growing up with because it teaches you kind of like not the traditional like old man stereotype values, but to be a good person. And yeah, it's Michael Caine and Robert Duvall doing their best hillbilly accents, but it's really good. I enjoy it. Also underrated, but you could probably argue that it's the worst. The Room came out in 2003. People, The Room.
Dude, that movie.
worst.
Here's the thing. That
The
movie
cult
inspired-
classic or the worst film
It is
ever
the
made, which
worst.
is surprising that none of you had this on your list. I've
No,
been
because
waiting
it's
to hear
shitty.
it.
Because
Here's the thing.
I don't put it in my format.
Is that like putting Citizen Kane in a top 10? Like,
Yes.
it's just like, of course that'll be
basically
in it.
that's like yeah. Like,
That's
it's
a
like
fucked up reference.
name
for
one of the
Room.
worst movies you've ever seen, and I'm just like The Room.
But dude, Patrick, here's
What?
the thing though.
Like name three movies you've seen in 2003. I don't even think of The Room.
No, but here's the thing. The Room inspired a trend to remake movies about how shitty movies got made, and then like it spotlights these people making shitty movies.
It did not. Disaster Artist just came out. What do you mean it started a trend?
And Ed Wood was way before this.
Yeah.
Okay, but either
What are
way,
you talking-
okay, fine, fuck it, whatever. But
And
either
like
way,
what?
now
there was the
there's
one
a
with Eddie
trend.
Murphy that was
Your
in
ass again.
'96, right? The one where he like and
Dolomite?
Dolomite. was
That's a great movie.
Not the
Don't fuck
Dolomite
shit
one.
on
There
that.
was another one where he was another actor turned director, something or other. I'm really kind of surprised that like he made another movie exactly like this, but it was more based on a true story rather than just a made up story that was based on a true story.
Okay, to be fair though, like I'm a little bit jaded against Disaster Artist and trying to
You're
throw shade at
contrarian,
that.
my friend.
So
You're
whatever.
I'm
Continue.
totally okay with that because like when I saw Plan 9 from Outer Space, I was like, this movie's garbage. And then I saw Ed Wood and I was like, oh, that makes sense. That why this movie's garbage, but it's really sweet. And then I saw The Room and I was like, this movie's garbage on top of garbage. And then I was like, then I saw Disaster. I was like, yep, same thing. It's kind of sweet. That makes sense now. It's
No,
still
that's so sweet.
garbage.
You know what else is sweet? Pauly Shore is dead. Actually, that's a lie because that's in one of my worst. I really hated that.
I haven't
movie.
seen it though. I know
Pauly Shore is
a lot
dead.
about it,
Can
but I
go
haven't seen it.
kill itself. Spy Kids 3D. I was going to mention how much it sucks. Sylvester Stallone is the villain, and it's
Isn't it 7 times?
You think if God saw his creations, he would be upset about it?
Hey Patrick, are you going to talk about like the shitty 3D glasses that came with Spy Kids?
No, I think it
No,
got
he's gonna talk
covered.
about Ricardo
Let's move into the
Montalban.
next thing.
Chasing a butterfly for 20 minutes.
Oh man, there's one that was just on it and I missed it. Shoot. I also had Elf as one of my best. Oh, here we go. Dumb and Dumber When Harry Met Lloyd. Jesus fuck. This was before they could make decent but still bad comedy sequels years afterward. This wasn't even an attempt. This was lazy. I was watching it as a kid, like thinking I want to leave the theater. As a kid, who does that with comedy films? Who watches comedy films and are like, I don't think this is highbrow enough for me, or like this might not be doing
when
well.
I saw the Cable Guy, I was like, oh, Jim Carrey. And I was like, I walked in as a kid and I was like, this isn't for me. What the fuck am I doing in here?
Yep. And we also have Gigli, because I have to put that in. That was one of my first reviews that I did in the drunk movie review series, where I just got drunk and yelled about some shit. I think that was the actual tag that I used for it. And Gigli was it was ridiculous.
So how drunk did you get to like
that's hot
watch
garbage.
that?
Some of these you really see the method acting come into play.
Yeah.
But it's also a lot of I'm nervous on camera isms. So it's like you could tell he's drunk, but he's also like really trying to impress. It is a horrible mixture.
I want to go and also mention Paycheck. I just saw it on the list. And I was like, I actually like that movie too. And like, I just like science BS that would twist at the end. And they're like, oh, yeah, that makes sense why we would make a machine that did that.
Yep. Too Fast, Too Furious. It's honestly
amazing.
The worst of the Fast and Furious franchise, and that's saying something.
They're all garbage, but
is it? I'm thinking, yeah.
They're not all.
Really,
I mean, to be fair, it's not the worst, but it's definitely not the best.
Oh, it's the worst. I literally saw the full series. Me and my wife went through all of them. Tokyo Drift is actually pretty good. I like Tokyo Drift. I'm into that one. Justin Lin does a decent job. But
I just hate the
this
main
was
character.
the straight to DVD Cinderella 2 type, like cheap way to get a quick buck. Vin Diesel wasn't involved because he saw the script and said that's ridiculous. And Vin Diesel said that.
Wait, I'm sorry.
Chronicles of Riddick, motherfucker.
This is this is not gonna work for me.
Is that a true story?
That's a true goddamn story.
He saw Chronicles of Riddick and was like, definitely gonna go with this one.
So you're telling me Vin Diesel saw the script of Bloodshot and said, you know what? This is the one.
I like this one. Perfect. Put it down. Sure.
That's nice.
What was that movie? The Last Witch Hunter or whatever he was.
Oh, yeah, the one where he was
the pacifier. But this Too Fast, Too Furious. But Too Fast, Too Furious draws the line. Okay, all right.
That was the line.
Right. But let's talk about, maybe this is underrated or my best, but we need to mention Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl.
Okay, that's not underrated at all, sir.
I think it's fantastic. It's a swashbuckling adventure.
It's fine.
And they did something with the ride that Haunted Mansion, I will say, could not, my friend. It expanded it. It gave you a story that was well-rounded. It had interesting characters, and Jack Sparrow, whether he's a joke of himself or not at this point, was one of the coolest characters that you've ever seen Johnny Depp portray.
I agree. Actually, we went to that for a school field trip, and we had to get those parental signatures because we were in 3rd grade then. But going back to Haunted Mansion real quick, I'm defending that movie.
Oh my god!
Stop!
Why are you turning it?
Because GameCube. I had the Haunted Mansion GameCube game, which was not that, but that's why I'm defending Haunted Mansion. Anyways, yes, you are
Haunted Mansion.
Oh, fun fact, Patrick. Okay, going back to
any slight, he has to take it.
No. Pirates of the Caribbean. So Hans Zimmer gets credited for that theme. You do know who it actually is?
Who?
His name is Claus something. He was a protege.
Oh, that's Hans Zimmer.
Oh God.
He's
the most anticlimactic
Swedish guy named Klaus. Yeah, it might as well have been. Because no one sees
that was ridiculous. You know, Chaz, in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, do you know who was going to play the role of Leonardo DiCaprio's character? Do you know who it was?
Who?
Well, his name was David or something, but he was really cool.
Some guy.
That's basically what that was.
No.
The biggest build-up, and then
it's Klaus Badell. So that intense piano music that you hear, that's his. And there's actually live videos on YouTube of him playing it. And like, there's one video where he actually sits on the piano to hit like the final keys, and it's a perfect note. I don't know how he does it with his butt cheeks, but like, it's a perfect note to Pirates of the Caribbean.
That's a
graphic way to do
a weekly tailbone, as they say.
Then I pull my shorts down and do the extension cut.
Of course, Lord of the Rings, Return of the King is one of the best. Lost in Translation was also one of the best. Had to see that later, but seriously, it is such a good film and highly recommended from me. Old School, really fun film. It's really funny, and Will Ferrell's great in it.
Going streaking.
Seabiscuit, it was good for its time. Shanghai Nights, no. I liked Shanghai Noon. Shanghai Nights, I could pass. But I think that's all we have for this year. Is there? Yeah, Shanghai Nights. And is there one more? Did they do one more?
I was only aware of the first one. I didn't know if they made a sequel.
Yeah, Shanghai Nights. They go to the UK.
Another one. Like I know that I heard rumors that Jackie Chan was working on another one. Like
that might be what I was thinking.
Something or other. Shanghai Dawn. I think that's what it was called.
Terminator 3 isn't as bad as what people think. Also,
no, I had fun with that one.
I just don't like that ending. That's all it is.
Yeah,
I just don't like the ending. It's a normal carriage ride till you get to the ending. I'm like, wait, what? That's what? Yeah,
Terminator 3. I have a good time with that.
Fuck
with
yourself.
that one. More than Genesis and
Genesis.
Wasn't there another one that came out that was off? Oh yeah, the last one from last year. I don't know what.
Dark Fate.
It was like 3 hours.
Another one. I feel like there's a
Fart Take is what I'm going to call it now.
There was Rise and Genesis, and then
Monster. Patty Jenkins' Monster with Charlize Theron. It won the Oscar.
Movie.
It's really, really incredible. I think that's about all we. Who else do you have? What's the ones that I didn't mention real quick, and then we're gonna wrap up because
Bad Boys 2.
Bad Boys 2. Yeah, because it's Bad Boys.
Is that the one where the rats are doing their thing in that house?
Yes,
like,
that's the one. It's it's a cinematic masterpiece of like drugs and Gabriel Union, and it's glorious.
Did anyone say? Did anyone say School of Rock? I enjoyed that.
Yes, I did.
Chaz got School of Rock. That was a great one, but we didn't talk about it enough. So many good music.
I'm also a fan of Cheaper by the Dozen. I haven't watched it in years, but I did like it when I was younger. That's a fun movie.
Once Upon a Time in Mexico is awesome.
We didn't talk about Daredevil.
Awful.
We don't need to. Moving on.
Okay, director's cut isn't bad. The director's cut is not bad.
Here we go, man.
Fair enough.
Hey! You know, hear me out.
You know,
Ben
for a person that
shits on the
Daredevil, for a person that shits on the Snyder Cut shit all the time, you really have a thing for the Daredevil
Well, okay,
director's cut, don't you?
Here's the thing: there wasn't like all this speculation. I don't think Daredevil had a fandom for the fucking director's cut of that movie.
No,
I don't think they signed a deal with HBO Max to give them more money for CGI.
All right.
And all the footage we've seen so far is just extended cuts of what we've seen in Justice League.
Can I rant about that too?
Yes, please.
Awful. I don't get it. I thank God for Chaz. I don't get it. The Snyder Cut is like one of the worst things to happen to like of our time. I just don't understand.
I'm stealing that sound clip. Can I rant about that? That's like one of my. That's like my new favorite thing.
I have no idea. And then they open up that trailer with one of the most shittiest CG characters I have ever seen. And you got these geeks on Twitter like, oh man, look at this. Look at Darkseid, dude. Darkseid. I swear to God. Listen, I watched DC fandom on my PlayStation.
Oh, my mouth hurts. Oh.
I watched DC fandom on my PlayStation 4. I swear to God, I looked down. I said, is my PS2 on or what? What's going on here? It's awful.
Okay. One more film. 2 more films. American Wedding. American Wedding and Anger Management. Not too bad. I actually like Anger Management.
Good movies. I enjoy those.
Yeah, I agree. Those are fun.
You know what movie I'm thinking of? Hold on. There was that
Big
2002.
Big Fish. Big Fish is really great, by the way. That's a good one.
Big Fish made me cry.
Hey Patrick, are you guys do 2004 next week?
Oh yeah, we're going through until there's no more years left.
All right, can I be on 2004? I gotta. I like some of these movies that you have coming up. 2007 is a good one.
That's a nice set of movies you got there.
2006 is a good one. Like
one more. 21 Grams I think is underrated.
I think it's a 21 Jump Street. I was like, dude, listen.
No, 21 Grams. 21 Grams is it's a what do you call it? Non-linear storytelling. And it has Benicio del Toro.
How did you just say that?
Oh, here's another Benicio del Toro movie you should watch. The Hunted with Tommy Lee Jones. That's a good one. I like that one. If you want to see a really wicked knife fight, that's the movie to watch because he just goes out in the woods and just starts taking a rock and makes a really wicked blade out of it. I'm like, what?
Also has Naomi. Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Green screen. Has Naomi
You're
Watts
turning
on
to
it
a
too.
corner, like tilt it a little bit, it'll pull up.
Yeah.
That kind of.
That didn't work.
Oh, that's a waste of
Darkness.
podcast time. Cool. Well, we tried. Let's wrap up here. I think we had a great 2003 look back on what came out, and I think we really covered enough to give you guys a good opinion on what maybe you can look at, because not only is this just talking about things and getting nostalgic, but it's recommendations. Like, we're all film critics and we all want you to go experience films, whether they're good, they're bad, or in between. We want you to know what they're like and go and experience them for yourself. So check out our recommendations. I want to thank my guests for coming on to this show. Randy from Cult 45, the movie podcast. You've got Matrix Revolutions coming up next week.
And
Thank you for
Highlander's
coming
coming up
on, man.
next week, but yeah.
Oh, Highlander. Awesome. Where else can the people find you?
You guys can find us code45.com or any of your podcatching apps. You can also, and like, we have our Patreon, patreon.com/code45, and like literally just type it in, Cult45 podcast, and you can find us. I'm not in all the episodes. I'm only in like maybe a third of them, but we have like over 250, and I'm in at least 200 of, or at least like 100 of them. So, but like, yeah, and we range from all kinds of movies. Like, and we've done a lot of these, and I'm actually taking some of these down to later because I've never seen any of these, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna watch these later. But Bad Boys 2, they did Old Boy. We've done like we have not done Big Fish or Finding Nemo, but we've done like Blue is the Warmest Color, which I think is the weirdest one we've done so far, because it's like, it is 3 hours of lesbians, and not in the way you think. Like, it's in there, but that's an hour and 27 minutes in there. But yeah, then there's like, there's no way. Like, yeah.
Oh man. Well, really, thank you again. You've been fantastic. Please come back on. We'd love to have you. Dwayne, of course you can come back in 2004 if you would like to. Where can the people find you, Cinemania World? They can find you posting every hour. Honestly, you got it on. I feel like you've got like a hive network of just stuff in your brain, like posting things out like crazy.
Listen, I'm sorry. All right. My tweets, they're not intentional. I have a lot of people on Twitter that hate me because of the Snyder Cut stuff. So Chaz,
I love you for it.
I don't care, bro. I'm with you. I'm with you. They all look. I'm
the only one that tries to find common ground, but whatever.
So if you want
to, shook their head.
If you do want to hear my hot takes live every week in podcast form, you can follow me on Twitter at Cinemaniac94. You can follow the Cinemania World page on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Cinemania World. We do about 4 or 5 shows every week over on the podcast. We do Cinemania Live every Tuesday and Thursday, and that's where most of my hot takes come out of nowhere on that show. So that's fun. And so we have over 400 episodes over on all podcast platforms. If you guys want to follow us there at Cinemania World, or anything you listen to, whether it's Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, any of that stuff. So come follow us, come listen to us rant all the time. Thank you.
Very cool. Chaz, over and under Artists Exposed, I see that you have a new episode out like you always do. You're so consistent with it. Where can the people find you?
Yeah, you can find me personally on Twitter and Instagram at your boy Chaz. You can follow the podcast where I talk with local artists or just artists in general. I'm trying to branch it out about the highs and lows of pursuing art as a passion. And our latest episode, which came out today and every Friday, is Charlie Bukikio, who is an actress who's been in Hallmark and on Yellowstone, that TV show. So it's a fun podcast, I think, in that sense. But yeah, dude, that's where you can find me. And also writing more reviews for Patrick Beatty Reviews. And dude, we're gonna get at it. We're going to do it.
Yep. Hey, that's our plug for the website. We've got Tenant review. Mulan is coming out tomorrow. We're gonna keep going. And Chaz, again, I want to thank you always being a partner on this. It's super fun. We're going into 2004.
Fuck
next,
yeah.
Bunch of whores. That rhymed. I don't know. We'll see y'all at the next review.
Change, you filthy animal.
Fuck this shit!